Can we start? Vani, are you there?
Hello,
Yeah.
Loknath sir,
Yeah.
I'm there. Even if I didn't give you the co-host, I don't know, the option is not coming.
No, it's not required. The presentation is visible to you, right?
Yeah, it's visible.
Then that's perfectly fine. We can proceed now.
Yeah, you can proceed.
So I'll start then.
Yes.
Yeah. So, namaste, friends. Good afternoon, one and all. Myself, Loknath Reddy from Quantum Life University. I am so happy to share this very interesting topic for me, especially personally. And also, I'm very happy to share the important tools, the points for.
Sir, you are not seeing in front. Your video is off.
Oh, it's on. The video is on.
It is on.
It's on.
Yeah.
Can you please give me the screen sharing option? Vani, can you please turn on, give me permission to share this presentation screen?
Yeah, you have that permission.
Oh, it's asking, no, host disabled the participant screen
Okay.
sharing.
Okay.
Showing. So is live already joined with the people? I mean, all the participants or not yet?
Yes, it will go live
Okay, okay,
in Facebook. Yeah, you can start.
okay. Just indicate me once so that I can start. Can I start?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Oh, wait.
PPTs also, no issues.
Yeah, fine. So can I start now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm audible and visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, friends. Good afternoon. Namaste, one and all. So myself, Loknath Reddy. Thank you, the team who are doing this triple 1 days meditation, spiritual discourses every day. So we crossed 40 days. So for many of you might be joining everyday session. This live every day through Facebook, through YouTube, and through other sources. I am so happy to share some of the important points for our journey, spiritual journey, and also to discover ourselves. I am from Quantum Life University. It's my privilege to share my inner wisdom to all of you, wherever you are from. You are connecting from wherever, whichever place. So the topic for the today is path to self-discovery. As we are all seekers of truth, we join our journey. We join some group, some spiritual organization, or through some friends, we enter into this inner journey path. So once we start our journey, and it is never ending. Like if we want to travel to one place, we want to go to some place, our journey has to start with first step. As Lao Tzu said, 1,000 miles journey starts with a single step. Without that single step, we can't go further. Until that step we take, we are always into the mind. We are always into our own mode of living life. So the spiritual path which will help us to reach our destination. Though I am using the word destination, it's a journey, self journey, unending journey, continuous journey. As spiritual beings, we are experiencing this human life. As human beings, we have human experiences. So, in order to have an extraordinary life, in order to live an extraordinary life, and also in order to have an extraordinary experiences in life, especially in the physical plane, in this three-dimensional plane, we need some guidance. We need someone to guide us. We need some knowledge prior to our journey and also while continuing our journey. This will help us to stay on the path. Like when we are driving on the road, there are some direction marks, and through the direction marks and also the information boards, we will come to know up to so far we reached. Otherwise, we may distract ourselves in the journey. We may end up going into some wrong directions. That's why being in the right path is so important. So, in this session today, I will share some essential points which will help us. Maybe these points you might already know. This may be recapitulation to you. Maybe you started your journey very like near very recently, and for you also it will help you to continue your path. These triple one days that these discourses, the sharing spiritual sajjana sangatya that is happening, this will help. And today it is unique again. Every day one master, one teacher who will take us in this path. And today I am given this opportunity, and my journey, my self discovery process has begun in the year 2010 when I started my meditation. After that, there are many doors, many directions, and many pathways. I was not clear in the beginning where to go, which direction to move, and what to take and what to apply in my life. So I constantly I was meeting many masters, many guides in the spiritual path. I was earlier I was into computer engineering path. That was totally the path of earning more, working more, only two things. But that was not giving me the satisfaction, the happiness, and also I did not discover my own self because I was going into wrong directions most of the times, because there was no guiding system for me. There was no guiding person for me. So it was in the year 2011, after my spiritual journey began. After 1 year, I met my master, my guru, Dr. Newton Kondaviti, who has shared his amazing wisdom with me. So, in the very first meeting itself, even before beginning to meet him, I was having a strong connection, strong pull towards meeting him and learning from him, and also becoming like him. That means I am not, like blindly following, but I am by listening to him, by meeting him, by knowing about his awakened wisdom. There was a strong inner calling that was telling, "This is your path." And then I realized that the software journey is not the computer engineering journey is not my path, and I let it go. I ended up that job. I entered into this path of self discovery, and from that moment onwards, I constantly got guidance from my master. I'm keep getting this guidance from my master. So I joined Quantum Life University, and after that, after attending many courses from Dr. Newton, and also reading many books, and also attending many courses from other spiritual teachers. This path has opened, so much of wisdom, so much of awakening that happened to me, that helped me to first ground myself, to establish myself into this right path. Then there were no deviation after that. There were no confusions. I started growing from within. I was not knowing the big picture, complete picture, but I was strongly having this feeling that I am on the right path. So, for anyone, we need to meet our masters. Then our journey progresses, our journey accelerates. Otherwise, we go in very slow. We may end up with wrong guidance. So it is good to have a mentor, a guide, a teacher with us, and all these teachings that we take, maybe through classes like this, or maybe through books, maybe through courses, whatever you learn, whatever the practice that you do, that will not go waste. Everything adds depth to your own inner wisdom. All these tools, all the master's energy, the presence, that will help us, that will awaken us, the deeper dimension within us, so that we can have a strong foundation. Like a building has strong foundation, we have strong foundation in our path. So we continue, we keep evolving, we keep growing, and also we keep sharing, we keep connecting to many people, many like-minded people. Like though we are not seeing each other, but we are connecting through this medium called social media, or this technology, computer technology. In this topic today, I will share with you through some important points, as I said. So first point is ego, personality, and the real self. We are identified with our external personality self, the mask that we wear. Like how we wear clothes, the beautiful clothes, the real self will have so many kind of personality selves. Some are beautiful, some are not beautiful to us, but everything is part of us. The real self is hiding behind these identities, these masks, these personality structures. So this journey, the path of our inner journey, is to uncover, to peel off these ego personalities. When I said ego, don't take it personally. We can use another word, means unconscious self, unconscious identifications. That is called ego personality. Until and unless we grow in our own presence, this unconscious personality, the layers of this unconscious identities, they are formed in us. The real self is hiding, like how a tree is hiding, dominant or dormant inside the seed, a small tiny seed. Until and unless that seed is put into the fertile ground, the tree cannot grow. We are also like that. When we meet our masters, when we meet our guides, the right teachers, and the seed personality, the seed consciousness, that will not be the seed always. That seed will start to sprout and becomes a big tree one day. So all these masks, like every seed has a shell outer to that seed, outside of it. So we have that outer shells that will be shattered, that will be removed, that will be opened, so that we enter into the treeness of us, the real self of us, discovering the real you. Whatever the learnings that you go through, whatever the teachings that you learn, whoever you meet, any master, but our inner agenda should be discovering the real you, discovering the real self in us. Like, who am I? We have this question, who am I? So all these paths, all the guidance that we get from many sources, that will help us to identify our real self. So it's our purpose. It's our core agenda. It should be our primary motivation. If we have this primary motivation of discovering our real self, so that universe will reflect back. I heard one saying from one of the spiritual masters. What is that? You attract not what you want in your life, but you attract who you are in your life. I'll repeat. We attract not we want in life. We attract who we are. That means whatever the level of consciousness, whatever the level of presence, the degree of presence that we have, that kind of experiences we get in our life. We have so many list of things that we want to achieve. I want to have money, I want to have name and fame, I want to have many things in life, material things, but all those things may or may not come to you, all the wants that you have. But if you raise your own self identity, if you transform your identity from ego personality, from outer self to the core self, inner self, if you discover your own self, and universe mirrors back, and you meet the right masters, you encounter the right book, you encounter the right teachings, and you know that you are on the right path. That's how we discover our own self without any masks anymore. So our agenda should be to establish deeper connection with our own self. As I told, we most of the times our awareness, our attention is identified with other selves, our shadow selves. We need to heal, like peeling the layer of the onion. As you keep peeling the layer one by one, the more layers come. We are also like that. If we keep peeling the unconscious layers within us, our true connection established with our own self, we find our deeper self. So here, as I told about the selves, the word that I use, the word selves, we have many selves, the combination of many selves, so that we become the whole being. So I'm talking about now. I'm talking about the main three selves that we have. First self is conscious self. The conscious self is the aware self, or the aware ego, Sigmund Freud called. This conscious self is about our own present moment awareness. Suppose as I am speaking, you are listening to my words, and also you are using your eyes to see what is there on your mobile screen or computer screen. You are seeing me, hearing my voice, and also there are things in front of you. There are people maybe beside you, nearby you. There are many things, and also the sounds that that we can hear. All this is happening in the present moment, and we are aware of everything through our conscious self. That means you are present, you are here, you are aware. And next thing is unconscious self. Unconscious self is it is in the deeper dimension. It is in the depth of our being. We don't know. We also can call it as subconscious self, or even we can say superconscious self. Many people use many terms. No, I use this unconscious self at the moment. That means that which we are unaware of it. Suppose, for example, we have our heart which is beating, the blood which is flowing, thoughts which are running, especially thoughts which you don't notice, and also your brain is functioning. all the biological functioning is happening. Your body is breathing. It is all because our unconscious self, the deeper self, is making all these organs function properly. So we have the subconscious drives inside, all the belief systems that are there in the unconscious self. Whatever that we say, I am this or I am that, that is only superficial level. But at the deeper level, at the unconscious level, all the belief system is stored. Like how there are many fish that are in the water, many fish and also many creatures in the water, inside the water. We cannot see them on the from the surface. Only few fishes we can see from surface. But underneath that surface layer of the water, there are many creatures living. Like that, we have so many subconscious, unconscious drives within us that will make us think, or that will make us to speak certain things. That is our unconscious self. We hardly know about this. This is called a tip of the iceberg. The conscious self is tip of the iceberg. That means only at the upper level, upper layer, superficial layer. But the unconscious self is, that is there inside us deeply. And third self is your true self, the true self. That's where you are residing, your core essence, your core presence, your deeper dimension, which is living there. As I told about the treeness that is underneath, that is dormant within the seed. Our true self is hiding. It is like life is like hide and seek game. We are like a children, like how children play hide games. Like we also like children. Our real self is inside. We try to find it all the time. Every time we meditate, every time we listen to some awakened teachings, we tap into the true self. So what lies in this true self is our own power, our deeper wisdom, and also our potentiality, all the capabilities, all the talents, all the skills, and also mainly the blueprint of our soul, the blueprint of this lifetime, that is there in the true self. Until and unless we go from conscious self to the unconscious self, and until we go into little more deeper, we can't discover, uncover our true self. It is there within us. You can't see it, you can't touch it. You can, according to this Vedanta philosophy, according to the teachings of Lord Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, your true self is within you deep. You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, and it cannot be, it won't be touched by anything. Water cannot wet it, wind cannot blow it, fire cannot blow it, and anything, no weapons in the world cannot shatter it. And it is unborn, it never dies. That is your real self, that is your true self. All our practices, all the wisdom that we receive, all these paths, that will help us to discover the true self. It is like how a diamond, which is looking like a coal, 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 coal. A coal, after going through metamorphosis for thousands of years, under intense pressure, under intense light, and under intense heat, this coal, the dark charcoal, that becomes a beautiful diamond. The diamond will never become a coal again. once the diamond, which is a transformed thing. You are also, we are also like that diamond. The diamond is there inside us, inside our heart. The lightness, the trueness, the sun energy, the power of the self, which is there inside, the true self. And we are, because we are identified most of the times with these unconscious layers, we think, oh, I am coal only, I am very small, I am dark, I am black. No, you are not that. You are the diamond which is hiding. Until and unless this charcoal goes through intense pressures of light and heat, it cannot transform into a beautiful diamond. We are also, until and unless we go through this churning process, we go through intense sadhanas, intense practices, and many challenges life will throw us at. A true master will never fear for any challenge. The master may be slow in his movements, in his actions, but the master always is like Chinese bamboo tree, which grows its roots for 5 years or 6 years. The Chinese bamboo tree. After 5 years, suddenly it starts to grow. It starts to appear growing so fast within a year, from sixth year onwards. A true master is like that. The true master, he does everything, but he looks as if he is doing nothing. That is the mastery. That is our true self. When we tap into that self and you become the diamond, it is your path. It is your main motto. It should be your main agenda. Always, I want to know myself. I want to know my diamond self. Then you shine like a sun. You shine like a moon. You are cool. You are heat. You because you bring transformation, because you grow from within and you transform many people. This is our main life journey purpose. So your life is not about you. This is amazing sentence, the beautiful teaching given by a great master, Neil Donald Walsh, from the book The Conversations of God. Amazing teachings he has given to the world. Your life is not about you. This is one of my core principles that I believe, that I live, that I integrate, that I remember always. Our life is not about ourselves. Our life is for service of fellow human beings. People who are always, want to earn more money, more material things, they are boasting about themselves. I have this, I have that. But the true master who is awakened, they always live their life for other beings. If you look at anything in the nature except human beings, I said except human beings, everything, every small creature, they are living for others. You take an example of a tree. How many gifts a tree gives? A flower, a fruit, and anything, all the beauty is surrounded in nature. The nature is for us. They are offering their services. Who are you? What are you giving to others? What is your contribution? Why are you living? Have these questions within you. These are the right questions, deeper questions. Once you discover yourself, you know that your life is not about you. My dear friends, know that we are here to contribute. We are here to shine our own light. We are not here to, show or project our problems on others. We are not here to identify always with victim self or suffering self. We have the power, we have the potentiality, we have the light here to shine to everyone. Whoever you meet, you give something. Whatever the conversations that you have with people, they are touched with your sharing, they are touched with your light, they are touched with your smile, they are touched by your presence. Your life is meant to be that. Always remember this truth. There is a massive reservoir of potential we have yet to tap into. So I told about the seedness. I keep using this example of seedness, the seed, the treeness, the seed, the tiny seed. We have like the seed potentiality within us. We have many potential selves that is there within us. They are sleeping until you tap into that potential self, so that until that moment this seed becomes seed forever. We all have many creative talents within us, many skills. They are unopened, they are not tapped into yet. So, as I mentioned here in this point, massive reservoir of potential energy we have. How are you using that potential energy? Are you just wasting your energy in always thinking unconsciously, not taking any action plans? Then you are wasting that potential power. So it's our path to go deep into that potential self. So seeds of potentiality, the seed potentiality that is there within us, and highly evolved beings and their characteristics. And these are like sutras, these are like pointers which will help us to dig deep. When I say dig deep, not in the physical self, but digging deep into our core self. You go into nothingness, you go into emptiness, you go into absolute stillness. Yesterday I was sharing one class with many friends. The topic was inner stillness. So our journey, our path is and to go into that inner stillness, that will teach us many things. So people who reach to the highest state of human existence, they have these characteristics. These points will help us to learn, to master these characteristics, so that we become like a highly evolved being. Let us look into these points. There are 10 points that I can share quickly. After that, we will be having very intense. It may be short, maybe 10 minutes of guided session, but I encourage you, I suggest you to keep connecting to this sharing, so that you will have the opportunity to connect to your own deeper self. So the first characteristic of a highly evolved being is unity. They don't separate themselves from anyone or anything. They are united. They see oneness in everyone they meet. Unity principle, the characteristic of unity. So this will bring many connections, this will bring many synchronistic, many miracles in our life, because we are all connected, we are all sharing the same breath, same energy, same presence. Though we are appearance, our appearance is different, but we are all one being, expressing differently, speaking differently, thinking differently. Color is different, but we are all same. This is one of the foremost principle that we remember, unity principle. Next thing is truth. These beings, those who establish, those who discover themselves, they are always aligned with the truth, their higher truth. They are not deviated by all the mundane things, all the unnecessary things. They waste no time. They always use the time to learn and grow and transform themselves and also others. So they always speak the truth. They share their truth. Truth is another characteristic. And then they do what they say. Whatever they teach, whatever they say, they apply it, they live it. That is what walking the talk. Whatever they say, they live it, they apply it, they integrate it. So they know how to use the words powerfully, effectively, consciously, wisely, very creatively, innovatively. They use their voice, their words to inspire millions of people. That's what we also, in this path of mastery, self-mastery, self-discovery path, we need to pay attention to our words. And next thing is bring out the best in others. These evolved beings, they always try to bring out the best in other people. How they bring, by being their best, by discovering their self, by knowing their truth, by knowing their true self. They live the best life. They always try to be best person, the best human being. By being their best, they will share the best to others. They will give the best to others. So when you try to teach someone, but before teaching, if we become the best, if we apply that, and it will impact many people's life. That is another essential point that we need to remember. So bring out the best in others by being their best. So living our best self always. Next is the fifth characteristic is sharing. Whatever they have, whatever they learn, they keep sharing. They don't keep anything. Suppose they have food in their home. If anyone who is hungry, they share the food with them, with others. These highly evolved beings. If they have money, when someone is in need, they share the money. If they have the wisdom, they share the wisdom to people. If they have many clothes, they share clothes with others. So sharing is another best quality of heightened spiritual beings. So if we know these characteristics, if we know these sutras, these qualities, one day in our journey, we become that. We become like those highly evolved beings. Next, sixth point is cooperation and no competition at all. Always they try to cooperate with others. They learn, they care, they share, and they grow all together. And no competition here. We don't need to compete with anyone, because people without this truth, without knowing these understandings, without knowing these spiritual elements, they try to compete with their neighbors, with their friends. And sometimes we try to compete with our fellow meditators, with our friends in this spiritual path, in this awakened path. No competition is required, because we are special. We are our own self. We have the true self. So we try to cooperate with others to help them grow. Next is unique soul signature, the seventh essential point in the self-discovery path. Unique soul signature. Always live from your uniqueness. You learn from every master, but you be your unique, with your uniqueness. These heightened masters, when I say heightened masters, means because they are reached to pinnacles of human existence. They live with this with their soul signature, like how our thumb is unique. Our thumb, these lines in the thumb will not match with any other being, with any other human being on this earth planet. Like that, we have the unique soul signature. We try to bring that uniqueness to the world. You learn, you become like a honeybee, collecting the nectar from every plant, every flower. And all the honeybees, they collect the honey, and they don't eat, they don't drink that honey. But many human beings, they take that honey. So we become like honey being, collecting the nectar. And we that Honeybee enjoys collecting the nectar from, at least to every honeybee, it collect nectar from 1 lakh plants in her lifetime, at least minimum, to collect the honey. See, a small creature is doing that for many fellow beings, for many human beings. What is that? What is the uniqueness that we have, that we can share our signature, unique signature, soul signature to others? That's our beauty as human beings, because nature is there to teach us through example, through role model. Nature is not teaching with the mouth like how we are teaching. Nature is teaching silently, so that we can learn. Next is seek opportunities to learn and fail. Another quality, best quality that we can acquire in this path is always seeking the opportunities to learn and grow. I didn't mention here the word grow, but I mentioned here the word fail, because through failures we learn many things. As we keep failing at many things, we can learn. There is a great billionaire woman in America, who is highly rich persons in one of the highly richest persons in America. You know, she teaches her children always to fail. You know, every night when she is sitting with the family for dinner, she asks her children, "Did you fail at anything today or not?" And when any day the child, her children say, "No mommy, I did not fail at anything today," then this mother, billionaire mother, she is disappointed on that day. And when they say, "Mommy, I tried to learn climbing the tree but I fall down," then she is happy, the mother is happy. "Mommy, today I tried to learn the bicycle but I fall down, I am failure today." Then mother is smiling. "You are my child. That's good." She's not. It doesn't mean that she's encouraging the children to fail, but she's teaching children that failure is part of life. It is one side of the coin. If you take coin, it has two sides. We have successes and also failures. We grow in life more through failures. So what happens when we are succeeded, when we earn money, we feel happy, we feel so much of love on ourselves, we appreciate ourselves. But are we doing the same when we are failure at anything? So failures are greatest teachers. So always seek opportunities and try to learn. If you are failure, it's okay, just give a pat on backside, like how that billionaire mother used to pat on the children when they fail. Generally in our society, when the children are failure, parents, teachers, they try to give a label, unconscious label. They give an identity: "You are a failure, you got very, low marks, low grades in school, and you didn't get job yet, you are earning very low pay, you are not earning." But if you teach them, it's okay to fail, but don't repeat the same failure again and again. Don't repeat the same mistake again and again, but learn from the failure and just take another step, and you will be in the growing path always. And next is these highly evolved beings, they are deeply grateful. Always they try to be thankful all the time. Whatever they have, suppose they have a little money, they are happy with that little money. They are not worried, "Oh, my friend is earning 1 lakh 2 lakh rupees money every month, but I am not earning." But they are not comparing, because I mentioned, as you are seeing that point, no competition, only cooperation. Because you are thankful, you have health, you have a beautiful family who are supporting you. I am so thankful to my family who are supporting me to have this online session. without any distractions. They are silent. They practice mauna. Every time I have an online session, online training, I am so grateful. I'm so thankful to my family members. So these highly evolved beings, they master this art of gratitude, living with the gratitude feelings. So this gratitude will awaken our happy self, because the happy self which is there inside, that happy self comes out when we achieve something. But this seed of gratitude, it goes deep and it opens our heart fully, and you always feel joyful, you always feel smiling, you always take any challenge with a positive attitude. So living with gratitude, this is another doorway, this is another path to discover our own self. And the 10th point is believe in abundance. These masters, they always believe in abundance. If you look at nature, it is full of abundance. When you look at a mango tree is not limiting herself or himself or itself with only 10 mangoes or 20 mangoes. It just keep giving many mangoes when the right season comes. Remember, when the right season comes, not all the times. Even masters also, they always wait for the right season to come. Always they are patient. With a lot of patience, they wait for the right moment to come in their life. So you look at a ocean, and in the night time look at the sky, so many billions of stars full of abundance. So there is abundance inside also, abundance of energy, abundance of oxygen that we are breathing, abundance of prana. So when we believe in abundance, and there is no scarcity, there is no fear, there is no worry, there is no hurry. Oh, I have to earn, I am entering into 30, 35. I have to earn fast quickly. Otherwise, I'll become old so fast. No, it's a kind of social dogma. It's a social conditioning. You have enough of time. If you always use the right time for all the right practices, and if you do the right things at the right time, then even the material abundance flow in your life. These are the things that we need to remember. And the final point, final principle is meditation, your roadmap to higher self-awareness. Without this practice, we can't discover our own self. It creates, it opens the roadmap. It's a kind of GPS system. It will open up your inner GPS to activate our higher consciousness, our higher self-awareness. So let us now, for just quickly for 5 minutes, we meditate and we assimilate, we integrate, and we try to remember, we try to recapitulate whatever the point which is resonated to with your heart very deeply. You remember, you write it, you paste somewhere on the wall, and you keep looking at it. Each time you look at that word, positive word, that quality, it will give you, and you bounce back to your own self, and you are not falling into the trap of unconscious ego, unconscious self. You become a self-realized master, a self-realized person. So let us have this short meditation where we enter into timelessness. Just wherever you are sitting, sit comfortably with clasping your fingers. And if you are sitting in chair or sofa, you cross your legs, gently, gently close your eyes, and let us go deep. Meditation is the roadmap to higher self-awareness. For that, we begin our journey freshly, newly, with breath awareness, observation of breath. Forget about the past, Forget about the future. Try to be with your own self in this meditation. The breath is happening on its own. We are not trying to breathe, but body is breathing. Pay attention to your breath. Every breath that you are taking is helping you to grow from within. Every breath that you are taking will help you to go deeper, deeper, deeper. Breathing out all the thoughts that are surfacing, the clouds of thoughts, the tides of the ocean. They are just coming and going. Let them come and go, any thoughts that are coming. We are going deep, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Your breath is your guide now. Following the breath. As we are watching the breath, we notice the presence and absence of thoughts. Noticing the gaps between two thoughts. Mindfulness of the gaps between the thoughts. Another 2 minutes. How beautiful it is to go into our own self. We are not going anywhere. Being here and now. We are going beyond past and future. Experiencing timeless awareness. As we are progressing, going deeper in this inner journey, we can notice the stillness, silence that is arising, the inner stillness. This inner silence, inner stillness is the doorway. It's a corridor. It's a window to enter into the domain of your soul. Nature goes to the same place, the space, the inner space, vast space of consciousness to create anything. Nature creates all the beauty by going into the nothingness, emptiness. A human body, a big tree, cluster of nebulas, a rainforest, beautiful stars in the sky, a big ocean, Everything is created out of nothingness, out of emptiness. This inner stillness is your source, completely merging ourselves into this silence. Few more seconds. Just being with I am presence. Noticing the awakening of pure consciousness, pure presence, pure awareness. This is our path to discover our true self. All the knowingness, wisdom, purity comes from this source, the state of stillness. Few more seconds. Another 10 seconds. Bringing this inner dimension, inner presence, the emptiness to the outer world. Whatever that you do, whatever that you think, whatever that you speak, do all these things, bring everything out of this stillness, out of this emptiness, which is the embodiment of wholeness, fullness, abundance. We can slowly come back from this deeper stillness to the present moment awareness. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4. Bringing ourselves back into our physical senses, feeling our body, paying attention to all the sounds. 3. Becoming alert, aware, awake, wide conscious. After opening your eyes, you become more alert, more aware, and you live from this true state of inner happiness, inner joy, and you bring this inner dimension to whatever that you do. 2. Every day, in every way, you become better and better and better. Every day, in every way, you are becoming better and better. Every day you are growing, you are learning, you are transforming. This is the real path. This is the path of self-discovery, the path to your true self. 1. Coming back to your senses fully. Whenever you are ready, take your own time. Once you are ready, you gently place your hands, touching your eyelids, thanking yourself, your inner silence, thanking your body, thanking all your masters who are teaching you the awakened wisdom. With all the thankfulness, bring out the smile in your face. You can slowly remove your hands and open your eyes. Settle down this stillness into this present moment. Welcome back, my dear friends. Welcome to this outer journey. Inner journey and outer journey. They always go hand in hand to move further, to move forward. to awaken yourself. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to connect to all of you virtually. Thank you, Vani, and the entire team who are organizing these online sessions every day. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. All the very best. And you can connect with me through Facebook, Loknath Reddy Guruguntla. And also, you can share or ask any questions. I request you to join courses. I also offer many courses through Quantum Life University. Many courses that you can join from Quantum Life University. Soul Coach Training Program, Soul Coach Transformation Program. So, thank you so much, friends. Thank you all once again. Okay, I'm signing off. Bye bye. Have a beautiful life, joyful life. Bring out the diamond from within. Thank you. Bye bye.